Good day everyone. Now in this video we will be looking at the law of multiple proportion. Now the law of multiple proportions was discovered or brought about by John Dalton in the year 1803. Now the law states that if two elements A and B combine to form more than one compound, the different masses of A will separately combine with fixed mass of B are in simple whole number ratio. Now in this table, right, we are having the mass of an oxide and the mass of copper. Now where is the simple whole number ratio, and also where is the fixed mass that we are talking about in this definition? Now take note, this is the mass of both copper and oxygen, right? Because it's the mass of the oxide. Therefore, let's try and get the mass of the copper of the oxygen from both of these chemical compounds. Now first, we need our chemical equations, right? But first, let's do this. Let's take this chemical compound, which I think we are all familiar with. When carbon and oxygen combine, right, we get either carbon monoxide or carbon dioxide. This is carbon 2 oxide, whilst this is carbon 4 oxide. Now, if 3 grams, right, of carbon, right, combine with 4 grams of oxygen to form carbon dioxide, right, then this also means that 3 grams of carbon combine with 8 grams of oxygen to form carbon dioxide. This is the law of multiple proportion. Now, as we can see over here, the 3 grams over here is the fixed mass of carbon, right? And the 8 and 4 grams are in simple whole number ratio, that is 2:1. And this, as you can all see, is in conformity with the law of multiple proportion. But now we have been given chemical compounds, and let's see if we can derive the law of multiple proportion from these values that we have been given. So now, when carbon combines with oxygen, we get these two equations: Cu plus oxygen gas, right, which gives us Cu2O. Now, balancing this equation, we can put half in front of our oxygen and also 2 in front of our copper metal. Now, we were given that the amount of copper, right, in Cu2O is 1.08 grams, right? And we've also been given the amount of copper as 0.96 grams. Therefore, subtracting 0.96 from 1.08, we obtain 0.12 grams. Now, we also get this equation, that is Cu plus O2, which is oxygen gas, giving us CuO, right? Balancing this equation, we put in our half, and similarly, we've been given the mass of this from the table as 0.8 grams and the mass of copper as 0.64 grams. Therefore, subtracting 0.64 from 0.80, we get 0.16 grams. Now, let's find the fixed ratio of oxygen, right? Let's find the fixed ratio of oxygen. So we can do this in a ratio form, right? So we can state that 0.16 grams of oxygen combined with 0.64 grams of copper, right? Therefore, 1 gram of oxygen combined with how many mass of the copper metal. Now, cross multiply, we get x being equal to 0.64, right, divided by 0.16, and we get 4 grams, right? So if the ratio of copper, sorry, if the ratio of oxygen were to be 1, the ratio of copper also would be 4 grams respectively. Similarly, let's do so for our first equation. Right, we've already done for this one. Let's do for our first equation. Now we have 0.12 grams of oxygen combining with 0.96 grams of copper. Right. Therefore, 1 gram of oxygen combines with X. Let's call this Y. Right. Let's call this Y. So cross multiplying, we obtain 0.12 grams, which gives us our final answer as 0.96 on 0.12, and we get 8 for our answer. So if the ratio of oxygen to carbon dioxide is 1:8. Now, as we can see clearly over here, right, the ratio of oxygen is fixed, right? Now that the ratio of oxygen is fixed, we can label any of them as A or B's, right? And the law also says that fixed mass of A, we separately combine with different mass of B are in simple whole number ratio. So therefore, the mass of oxygen can be taken as 1. The mass of oxygen also can be taken as 1 in this question, right? And therefore, the ratio of the carbon dioxide input of the equations should be in a simple whole number ratio. Therefore, finding the ratio of the two carbon dioxides, we obtain our final answer to be 2, right? Therefore, this is in conformity with the law of multiple proportion. Thank you very much. This is Teach Me Maths. Please subscribe.